So that was a very long introduction, but fundamentally, to sum it up, what we're interested in so DCF from a business perspective is powering the video first internet. We think that video is only going to become more and more ubiquitous part of the internet. I think in 10 years, most of our digital experience is going to be video driven in some way or form. And when I say that, I don't know exactly what it means. It probably doesn't mean that you're just watching video all the time. It's probably interactive, personalized, something we don't know yet. But we want to build the rails to do that. And the way we're building the rails for the video first internet is that we are replacing cameras with code. So we are abstracting away the idea of video production as record something with a camera, take it into Adobe Premiere or another editing suite, publish it on Vimeo, something that lives entirely through code. And once we have abstracted everything away to something that lives purely as computer code, we get all the benefits of software, right? So it scales infinitely, it has more or less zero marginal costs. And to me, very importantly, we can make it accessible to everyone. We're coming at it from a different approach where we are not trying to recreate the real world, we're replicating it.
Yeah.
Our approach is that we take video content, as you know, Tom, because you've been using us, right? And from that video content, we learn what the actual real world looks like, and then we synthesize it. This means that it looks very, very real, but we can't manipulate it as much as they can yet, at least with like hand movements and gestures and stuff like that. So the question is, do you want the highest visual quality with less features, or do you want a lot of features, but lower visual quality and kind of slower time to market in terms of creating these humans? But obviously, both of these things can be fixed, and I don't know where it's going to end up, but I think that what we're actually witnessing right now is from two different ends of the spectrum. We're watching game engines like Unreal and Unity, for example, merge with video. When I say things like, you know, I hope someone is going to create a Hollywood film on this DCF platform in 10 years' time, this is where we're at. This is where you are working in some kind of software on your computer, which sort of resembles a game engine. You give the computer a very low-level input. So imagine you have like some stick figures or characters, and you instruct them to like how do they walk around, what do they say, of the napkin style sketching. You don't need to be an artist to do this, right? The computer then takes that very low-level input and it renders something that looks real and beautiful and like an actual video. But I get a list of avatars that I can use to create video content. All of these people are real people. They make money for every video that's generated with what we call their likeness. And you can also upload yourself. It's a 3 to 4 minute recording process. It's pretty easy to do. You just need a normal camera. It costs you $500 or $1,000, depending on the quality that you need it in. It's a relatively simple process. We're not talking, you know, month-long Hollywood-style pricing or process. It is very, very easy. We could sometimes even do it from video you already have of yourself presenting. And the reason we're doing that is that what the system actually does then is it looks at the video of you and it listens to the sound, and then it creates a mapping between the sound that comes out of your mouth and the shape of your mouth, right? Which is how you talk and how we sync our lips while we are speaking. And from that mapping, we can then say, okay, now we're going to generate a new video of Torsten with a new audio track generated synthetically, or it could be yourself uploading a voice clip. And then from that, in that audio clip, we use this mapping that we now have for every single millisecond. What is your mouth shape supposed to look like with this particular sound? This is obviously a very, very simplified explanation of it, because as you can imagine, the amount of parameters and the sensitivity from humans in terms of something being in sync, and we're far, but we're not 100% there yet, is very difficult. But that's the fundamental way the system works. It's from just an audio signal, they can predict the video that goes along with it.
Can I upload my own voice? Because you get different languages, so you get 40 languages, right? So I mean, and they have all a different tone, right? Yeah.
Well, so that's one of the big problems that we are actually we're working with some other companies on cloning the voice, because that in itself is a very difficult problem. But the ultimate end game of these technologies, right, is that, and I don't think it's that far away actually, is, let's say maybe a year or two, is that you train your voice once in English, and then you can replicate your own voice in different languages, different accents, and all this type of things you would want it to do.